Sebastian Fundora is in the exact position that Keith Thurman was years ago. Young, dangerous, at the top of the division, but Thurman's career shows what can happen when momentum is lost. Thurman wasted his prime. Will Fundora do the same? At one point, Thurman looked like the future of the welterweight division.
Oh, but there's a sweeping left hook by Thurman!
And as you can see, he used to swing to take people's heads off. That's why he was so fun to watch. On top of him being very skillful, he went in there for knockouts. If you made it this far into the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Punch, Kick, Tap. We're going to be talking all things boxing and MMA, current events, and historical events. With wins against fighters like Shawn Porter and Danny Garcia, One Time was up next. Started going wrong with inactivity due to injuries with his elbow and hand problems. The critics also believe that he struggles staying active between camps. Inactivity leads to gaining more weight, losing that timing, losing that momentum. A huge theme of my channel going forward will be that activity matters with these new fighters. They'll never fight as much as the old school fighters, but I think we're going to start to see a common theme that the more active fighters tend to be more consistent in that ring and tend to have more success. So the real question heading into this fight is simple. Can Keith Thurman turn back the clock? Or is Sebastian Fundora about to prove that activity and youth wins in boxing? Let's break down the path to victory for both fighters. Starting with Sebastian Fundora. Fundora is one of the most unique fighters in boxing, not just because of his size. He's around 6'6" with an 80-inch reach. Fighting at 154 is crazy, but he's actually really comfortable fighting on the inside for being so long and skinny. Most fighters that tall will stay long behind the jab, but Fundora, he's willing to get it in there and fight in the pocket and get dirty. Throw combinations, wear opponents down with that pressure and volume. So for him, the game plan is clear. He needs to keep that high pace, use his activity, and make this a physically demanding fight. If he can force Thurman to fight at a high tempo for multiple rounds, that could expose the inactivity, the age difference, the conditioning of the two. I'm sure Thurman is in great shape, but at 37 years old, it can't be the same as it was when he was 30. So Fundora, he doesn't necessarily need one big shot. He just needs to keep that constant pressure and work rate. For Keith Thurman, the path to victory looks very different. Thurman is going to have to make this a dogfight. He's going to have to fight pressure with pressure and force exchanges rather than letting Fundora build that momentum. He's got to make it a dogfight. He's going to have to take some chances because even at 37 years old, Thurman still has enough power and timing to counter Fundora. Fundora's been hit before, and Thurman could capitalize on those openings.
Once he's inside, he doesn't let go of his hands. Now he's trying to...
How it happened. That's the overhand right. Fundora, with just poking away, leaves his right hand very low, and Mendoza throws a fantastic hook. And you know
Thurman needs to manage his gas tank, pick the right moments to explode, and avoid getting stuck in long, exhausting exchanges. And ultimately, Thurman's goal should be to drag Fundora into the kind of fight he hasn't experienced before. A gritty veteran fight where experience and timing matter as much as youth and activity. But I don't know, Fundora's been in wars already, but I would say not against people of this caliber, at least not against people of Keith Thurman's one-time potential. Fundora's going to start fighting much more elite competition, and that's something a puncher like Keith Thurman could try to take advantage of. So when you look at the fight, both fighters have paths to victories. Keith Thurman still has the experience, the timing, and enough power to land something. But when I break it all down, I keep coming back to two things: activity and age. Sebastian Fundora is 28 years old, been active. He's right in the middle of his prime. Thurman's now 37, coming off long stretches of inactivity. And over the course of a full fight, that difference starts to matter. I think Thurman's going to have his moments early, but as the rounds go, Fundora's pressure, volume, length, awkwardness, and activity is going to start to take over. So my prediction is that Sebastian Fundora wins this fight by unanimous decision. And if this happens, it'll be another example of something I'm going to keep emphasizing on this channel going forward. In boxing and in just fighting in general, activity matters. You've got to stay sharp. Sparring is not enough. Go fight more. Take more risks. I'm sick of these people protecting their zero. That's the difference with boxing and UFC right now. That's a discussion for another video.